Y'all, Keke Palmer's baby daddy has come out to tell her that she is a mother and she needs to cover up her booty cheeks. And it's just cringe.
Y'all see this work? Y'all see this? Y'all see this work?
Guys, it's Mary
and Alma.
We invite you guys to like
and subscribe.
And we invite you guys to also comment down below, okay? Because today, I just feel like it's just giving Cliff and Latrice from, what's that show? Bell Collective. Like, I don't run anything in the households. I'm not really a man because I don't bring anything to the table. No. All I can do is actually try to control my baby mother and try to put her down in the public eye because I'm not a breadwinner. I'm sitting at home. I'm basically a bum. I ain't got no job.
Not even wifed her up yet.
Haven't even wifed her up yet, but you want to sit down here talking about traditional roles and how she needs to cover up because she's at an Usher concert. She can afford that
you're
concert.
There with your underwear in the bedroom taking photos of yourself.
Taking thirst traps. Like, I just felt like he probably should have just not said anything.
I mean, he could have, if he really felt some kind of way about it, he could have told her that, like, in private.
I felt like it probably just should not have been said at all. This is what he said, though. He said, it's the outfit, though. You a mom. We live in a generation where a man of the family doesn't want the wife and mother to his kids to showcase booty cheeks to please others. And he gets told how much of a hater he is. This is my family and my representation. I have standards and morals to what I believe. I rest my case.
Oh, please. Could we just not? Wasn't he the same one? One, he was taking half-naked photos of himself.
Virtual show.
Okay, which is just hypocritical. That's number one. Two, he had a photo of her one time having her like shaking her bottom, and he was focused on that and saying, "Oh, this
look what my son has done to Keke Palmer's body," and you were giggling and you were all fine about that.
Exactly. So you were like telling her, it's kind of like what Kanye did to Kim.
Yeah,
had her all out there, right?
Yeah.
Prior to him, she was covering herself.
She actually was kind of hiding her body,
right? Because she said she was always kind of like uncomfortable with her breast and all that stuff. And then all of a sudden now you have her naked, only to come back now and say, oh, well, now I'm in the church and you need to cover all that up.
Which I personally feel is BS because you have your new wife out here. I saw her in, was it Japan just last week, wearing a bodysuit that was actually unbuttoned. And then you have her wearing some stockings and, some high heels.
How about the one where she was totally naked?
Yeah, and she had the cross over her breast and covering her vagina. Parts. It was just too much.
So it's just hypocritical to me. I feel this particular... First of all, I've never liked him for Keke. Because I feel as though he's just going to use her, step on her neck to get with who he really wants to be with and where he really wants to be. Mm-hmm. And that's how I feel. I also think that him even saying all of this, especially in lieu of the fact that here he is half naked himself, here he is like taking pictures of her butt and like showcasing that, right? I feel what he's really trying to do, he is looking as the baby that they have.
As his meal ticket.
As his meal ticket. So he wants to try to put her down as a mother.
Set up the stage.
Like how Dwayne Wade did. So that he can have full custody of the child. And say that she's not a fit mother. And so that he can be getting the child support payments from her. And that's his meal ticket on a monthly basis. That's what he's trying to do. And if that doesn't work, because you see he got more than one ways of doing that. If that doesn't work, then at least he begins to set the stage of, being out there in that manosphere, like, these women,
Black women.
yeah, they're not good moms. I need to be with my son, that kind of thing. Because the problems we have in the community is these single black mothers, not doing the right thing. Look at my baby mama, that kind of stuff. So he can probably have some kind of podcast and, kind of pander to a specific group.
Conveniently, they forget that a single mother
occurs
when a man leaves her. So really, it's no one's fault that a woman it's just really no woman's fault that she's a single mother.
No.
Right? I feel like most of the time it's the men that actually leave.
Yeah.
And I have no choice to be a single mother. But at least I decided to continue to be a mother.
Yeah.
What did you do?
Yeah. The other thing too, I don't feel as though he ever really wanted to be with Keke Palmer.
Yeah, no.
And
I thought it was a bad choice.
The other thing will be, well, don't blame me. You can't really be with these women. Don't blame me that I went to somebody else, because you can't really be with these women. So he's really trying to set up the stage. And Keke, all I can say is, girl, I mean, she has been in the past with, like, praising him so much.
That's why we say on the
kind
channel,
of
stop
has
praising
him
man.
out there, and now he's setting you up. He is setting you up.
You
This
a
is
mom, though. What
see.
does her dress have to do with her being
Being
a
a
mother?
mom.
Do you
That's
don't
my
even
thing.
know? And my thing is also, are they even together? Because what I'm curious about is, if they live together, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you have seen her leave the house in this already?
Yeah.
And wouldn't you have already known that she was going to an Usher concert?
Mm-hmm.
So to me, it just seemed like it seems like maybe he just saw her on the internet. That's how it was sounding. But you would think that you're saying that you guys are together or whatever, and that this is your representation, this is your family. Didn't you see her before she left the house?
How is she
And you didn't say
representing
anything?
you? You guys are not even
I'm just
married.
confused.
You've not even done your due diligence to make sure that you're married to this woman.
Well, also,
so what in the world are you talking about? Your representation, like
you
she's
haven't even stepped your cookies up to actually be a provider. Like, you haven't even gone out of your way to break your neck to go and actually provide and work for this woman. And even if you don't make more money than her, at least be in the same tax bracket. I seriously doubt this man even make $100,000 a month.
He look at that baby as his meal ticket. That's why he was hell bent on ensuring that she gets pregnant.
That's why when she was pregnant, I am always happy when somebody brings a life to this world. But, I just feel like sometimes it's best to really hold out on that, just to make sure this man is actually committed to you. Like, if you can really help the situation, I would not go and get pregnant by anybody that has not committed themselves to you. Because a baby is the largest commitment. Has not married you. That's what we're talking about.
Because at the end of the day, when you guys are no longer married, at least you can get things from this particular relationship if it did not work. But
but you have a baby with him. All you're getting in return is being attached to somebody who didn't love you enough or care about you or respect you enough to actually marry you.
And not only that, he doesn't even respect her enough to control himself and not be out there trying to disparage her motherhood.
I feel like he was disrespecting her. This is her first child. I'm sure that... And if he's saying this on a public platform, I can only imagine what he's telling her at home. And I just feel
he is setting the stage. This man is setting the stage for so many different things, Keke. And you just have to watch him. You really got to watch him, girl. And you got to really hear what he's saying. But he's just setting the stage. That's what I feel. You guys get in the comments and tell you what you think about it. But I feel as though he's just setting the stage.
Yeah,
I mean,
because I just felt like if she was... Because my thing is, if you guys are living together, you would have already seen her leave the house, right? So why would you come out here and say anything? And my thing is, even if you said something at home, why would you go on the internet and go say it? Maybe she was in a different state or whatever, and he was at home and he didn't know what she was wearing or whatever.
There's no excuse.
I just don't understand why he said it online.
Whatever a woman is wearing has nothing to do with her motherhood skills. Yeah. What does one have to do with the other? Seriously, what does one have to do with the other? So the fact that, and like you said, this is a single mom. She's vulnerable. You know, when you're
this is her
not
first
a single
child.
mom. This is her first child. And
any little critique, you're probably judging yourself
yeah.
way worse than anyone else can. So
exactly.
she probably is already feeling some things about maybe not being the best mom or whatever already,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But you go and you say, you a mom though. Well, why are you wearing that? So that will probably nick at her a little bit.
And he knows what the vulnerabilities are. He knows, because there was a thing that she did. She came out and she was crying. She was thanking all
the
mothers
single mothers, because I don't know
who
how
have
y'all
done
do
it, like how you guys are doing it and all this stuff, like thanking them. And she was crying, and
maybe she was crying because she saw that on the horizon for herself.
And also, you know, when you first have that first baby, there's so many things going on. That's a very good point too. There's so many things going on with you, you know, and you're just feeling like, you know, am I doing this right? This is something that she has talked to him about herself, about her insecurities.
I'm sure.
And he has taken that to weaponize it
against
her on a public
platform.
Forum in such a so quickly. They just had this baby so quickly. Like he's been waiting with bated breath to just strike at her at her most vulnerable time. You gotta watch this guy, Keke.
Yeah, I just feel like he's probably feeling inadequate. So it's just like, you know, Latrice and that guy, you know, Cliff or whatever, where it's like, you know, she's the breadwinner, she's the boss or whatever. She's probably helping the household. So he sees that he's not a man in that aspect, but I'm going to be a man at home, quote unquote, and I'm going to control you, and I'm going to control how we're represented and all this stuff.
That's why you
it's a bunch of fluff.
Be with someone below your station. Like, I'm just
and
going to
Maya
say
Angelou
it.
said it.
You can't. You just
unequals cannot be friends. And if they can't be friends, they can't be lovers, they can't be parents together, and they definitely can't be spouses. On the basic level of friendship.
I'm sorry. You just can't. You cannot marry below your station. You just can't.
It doesn't work out.
You cannot be with let someone be your baby daddy, and you all are not on the same level.
And that means spiritually, emotionally, mentally, financially, all that.
Someone who's lower class than you. And when I talk about class, I talk about manners.
Yeah.
Because I don't care how much money you have, manners is what makes you classy or not. This man obviously has low class because you are up there, have your baby mama out on Front Street, disparaging her at a time when you shouldn't, when she is vulnerable, when she probably has told you how she feels, whether she's inadequate, she's over criticizing herself, and you take that and you weaponize it against her in a public forum. Bruh, please, just go somewhere. Even right there. So, one, he ain't a provider.
And my thing's also,
then he ain't a protector either.
No.
Like, what are you doing with him?
He is a bum. And my
Keke,
thing is,
just call me. Listen to the show. Like, seriously, what are you doing with him? What is he providing for you? He's not a provider. He's not a protector. Those are 3 things men are supposed to do.
Provide, protect, nurture,
anyway, he's not doing the 2 basic things. Unfortunately. You don't need... We have the 3 Ps for men, but we have to think of the other one. But, yeah, just... It's not worth it. I mean, the wonderful thing, you have your baby boy. Alhamdulillah, move on.
You know, but I also feel like the thing is with Keke, I feel like this is somebody obviously she has a soul tie with. Okay. And then 2, she also has a baby with. Let's not sit here and act like as women we don't want to have a family and have the whole family unit. And I say that because I feel like it's much harder for her to probably get out of the situation, especially when she's been with this guy. I know they've had like breakups and makeups already and stuff, but now you actually have a child with this person, and she is less likely to leave him at this point because the baby is so young. You know, I know we say and we give that advice, but I'm just saying, like, from her perspective, it probably is not as easy. I'm sure all of us as women have been with bums that we should have not been with for as long as we were with.
Yeah. But these things, let me give some advice from a 52-year-old. None of these things are easy.
No,
okay?
Not at all.
And especially when you have a baby, like you're saying, you know.
And it's your first.
It's your first baby. You want that unit to stay and all that. But let me reassure you that when someone is not for you, they're not for you. They're not for you when that baby's first born, and they will certainly are not going to be for you as that baby grows. And the best thing that you can do is actually walk away. The earlier, the better. Because the more you stay in it, I promise you, the more broken you're going to be. You might think that that's not the case, but the more broken you are going to be. So if you have a village, like a family village, friend village around you who can support you. Because remember, Sierra left Future when that baby was very young.
But Russell stepped in right away. Like, I didn't even know he was there changing diapers.
That's what I'm saying.
I was very
shocked. So that's
shocked.
what I just want to reassure you guys. And we already have an example with Sierra. And in my personal life, I know a lot of women who make that decision. You are capable, Keke, of leaving this man behind with a very new baby. Melody Holtz did it, with a very new baby. Have your village around you to help you with that baby. But you don't need, the more you're with him, the more he's going to break her down. There's no point in staying in this kind of relationship with a push and pull.
I had never heard anything from this man until I saw this tweet. Yeah. And I'm just embarrassed.
He wants his first tweet to be bashing her. So
obviously it's not his first tweet, but I haven't seen anything really from him, and I see this, and it just kind of reminds me of Haley and DDG. If men don't do anything, they will, and obviously not all men. I got a preference. If the men don't do anything, they will embarrass you, especially if he don't want to be with you, especially when he's not the right one for you.
You can leave because the quicker you leave,
the better. It might not seem like it now, but I promise you, girl, you do not want to know what's going to happen 10 years from now.
But the thing is, the quicker you leave, then what happens is you allow God, you create that space for God to bring someone into your life.
Yeah.
When you continue to stay in this relationship with him, you are taken away from your own blessing. And in a sense, it's like you're not being faithful in knowing that God's going to provide someone better for you. He doesn't want you in this situation with your baby. Thank God you guys are not married. Because that'll be another situation. Yeah. So, move on. And you can do it. You're strong enough, Keke. And any other woman out there who's in this situation. Because I know it's very difficult to leave when you've just had a baby or you're pregnant. But it's better to leave an abusive situation, whether it's subtle abuse, whether it's emotional abuse. It's best to leave that situation. The earlier, the better.
Yeah, for sure.
Because if not, you're going to be more broken.
Yeah. But yeah, y'all, it's Mary.
And
we invite you guys to like
and share,
subscribe,
and comment down below.
Breaking news. I know we just did a Keke Palmer video, y'all, but literally I just looked at this, so I was like, let me just make this little video and put it at the end of the video.
Yes.
Y'all, they have unfollowed each other. I hope Keke unfollowed his dusty self first. Because really, it's just deplorable.
Thank God, Keke.
But if he unfolds her first,
this burden.
Well, I hope she has
a burden. He will be a burden to you. He will be like
he gonna be sucking you dry like a man child, honey. Just milking away at the money.
Good for you.
Yeah.
And you can do it, Keke. You can do it. You don't. You don't need him.
You don't need this.
You don't need this kind. You don't need him, like, in a sense, and then having to put up with his BS.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you guys co-parent and leave it at that.
Thank God you did not get married. That really is a saving grace, if we're being honest.
I hope this means that you all are broken up forever because he will drain you. How dare he? How dare he?
Come and disrespect you.
Something that you probably told him, laid on his chest, and cried to him, and sometimes I don't know if I'm doing anything right with the baby. And he has the nerve, first chance he gets, to weaponize it against you and use how you are dressed to say that you're not a good mother. Like,
hell to the no.
Did you do that to him when he had his drawers on, sitting there with his
thirst trapping it up?
I know. And did you talk about his daddy skills?
Yeah.
Girl, you are better off. I am so
good riddance
happy.
to bad rubbish.
Whew. This is wonderful breaking news. Wonderful breaking news, honey. Like, thank goodness. Let him go. You are gonna see, girl, who God gonna bless you with.
Girl,
you
just look at Sierra. Just call your good sister up. Okay. Y'all both in the music industry.
There's
just
a
call
man
her.
out there who has just been
waiting for you.
Waiting
for a chance, honey. Jay Russell was right there. He said he had been checking Sierra out since that ride video of Ludacris, y'all, when she was on the bull all wet.
Baby, you like it, want to get out, stay.
Y'all remember that?
And Russell,
he had no shame. He said, I've been
Russell
looking at her
was
ever
there.
since I saw that, when I saw her on that bull.
And he was like,
Somebody is just salivating.
He was fantasizing so much that he was like, when he met her, he said, okay, we can't do it.
We can't have sex, okay?
We cannot have sex right now. We gotta wait until we get married. He's like, first things first, I got to wife you up, have my protection.
Let me get to know you.
Yeah. He's like, because for years I've just been fantasizing about that body. So yeah,
I have to find the bull video and I have to put it here. He liked the way I ride. Oh my god, I remember that. I was like, damn.
So Keke,
before there was Megan knees, there was Sierra knees. Okay, y'all know nothing about that.
And Sierra knees, like
there's those some dancing
Megan knees ain't got nothing on some Sierra knees. Let's just keep it a buck, okay? Or those legs. Oh my goodness. But
there's somebody just salivating, just waiting for the opportunity.
And Keke, you're such a gorgeous woman.
Like, and your personality is just amazing.
Those lips that people go and get injections for.
Facts.
She has like the natural pout that people, for the longest time, I've been trying to. I try to bring my lower lip in just so I got the Keke lips. You have it naturally.
And then you have all that body on you naturally, honey.
But
like got the breast, got the waist, got the booty now.
Woman.
Gorgeous
even
woman.
When she did not have the breast and the weight, the hips, she had a beautiful body. She still has a beautiful body after the baby. You are incredibly smart.
Yeah.
Her personality is just amazing.
She's a riot. So hilarious.
She's an actress. She's a singer.
Talented.
Like
just a beautiful, soft black woman. Just like, beautiful.
Come on,
creme
Keke.
de la creme.
You don't need
no dust ball. You can go get yourself a billionaire tomorrow.
And
who will just couch out at your feet.
A godly man.
Yes.
Someone who's gonna be there for you. And who's going to protect you.
Yeah.
Thank goodness he has just made the way.
Showed his derriere, honey.
I don't care if he was the first to unfollow you. However the unfollowing happened.
It's a blessing.
Thank you. Okay.
But that's all we had to say, y'all. We just wanted to come out here and show the news, honey.
That is like a godsend. Wonderful breaking news. This is great.
Yes, y'all. Bye-bye.